Why are pets so fantastic for people with ADD? This is Lily. She's my favorite breed, Rescue. Let's take a deeper dive into having a pet. Am I boring you, Lily? Life would just not be as full if it were not for me having pets. I have always have pets, and they are fun to have. But why are they so good for people with ADD? One of the issues for people with ADD is the difficulty in time management. I swear my two dogs have an internal clock, and my little dog, old guy that he is, he won't let me forget that it's 5 o'clock and it's time for him to eat. Pet can help children and adults adopt time management skills. If you've ever had a pet, then you know that multitasking is part of what happens. You should see Feeding Time, where I'm preparing two separate kinds of foods for my two different dogs. Yes, I have to juggle a lot of things at once, and it gives you practical skills in multitasking and remaining organized. It teaches a person with ADD to stick to a pet's schedule, and this is particularly important for kids to learn this. People with ADD have trouble managing their time, and multitasking is part of that. For the child or adult who has hyperactivity, they're usually easily distracted and struggle concentrating. Yes, there's a teaching curve to teaching a dog to run with you, but they're going to enjoy doing that, especially for children with ADD who seem to just run on a motor. A dog can help them stay occupied when playing games and moving around. One of the things I like about having a dog is the aspect of unconditional support. People with ADD often feel misunderstood, and they can often feel isolated. How many of you knew from a very young age that there was something different about you as opposed to other kids? You likely didn't know what it was, but you knew that there was a difference there. Children can be imagined as having little antennas that pick up all kinds of social cues, and they can feel criticized from parents and adults because of their ADD, or sometimes looked down upon by their partners and friends. A pet will always love you. They're in the moment, and regardless of if you forgot to feed them on time or you left them too long in their kennel, they'll always love you just the same. And that unconditional support, particularly for children, is really important. As a result of all these unfortunate messages, kids get pretty down on themselves. And a pet can give them that unconditional positive regard that just never gets away. And that for some kids can be a lifesaver. There is an interesting thing called canine assisted intervention. Research shows that using pet dogs in therapy with children with ADD can be extremely successful. There was one study where children with ADD worked with dogs in their therapy sessions doing cognitive behavioral therapy, and it significantly improved attentional skills and inhibitory control. Canine assisted intervention with children teaches kids to read dogs and then try to teach them skills. In the session, kids understand that they are working with a real animal and they need to pay extra close attention. Interaction with animals can be a real tool that parents and child psychiatrists use when working with children. And you met Lily, who's 10 months. I am taking her through a wonderful training program in the local Seattle area, and I'm going to give them a plug. They're called Ahimsa. It is some of the best puppy training. But what it also does is it trains you as an owner. It treats their philosophy as one of total positive reinforcement. In having your child take a dog through training, and you can probably tell I'm dog skewed. Cats are good too, but not in the same way dogs are. But having a child take a dog through training also trains them to look at cues, to attend more closely. The moral of this story is when your child says, "Mommy, Daddy, can we get a dog?" Realize that if they have ADD, it's going to help the whole family out. It's going to be a positive grounding experience for these kids. It can also be a point of really increasing their focus. I would really love it if you shared pictures of your dog or your cat, but share this video with other people. And go ahead, if this has been helpful, thump that like button. It does help the algorithm. It helps this platform get out in the world. Until next week, this is GH Glade for Everyday ADD Coaching. Take care.